I never thought betrayal would have a seat at my table. For 13 years, I believed my marriage was built on love, trust, and shared struggles. We built a house together, raised 2 kids, and weathered the storm of financial hardships and family drama. My wife, Emily, wasn't just my partner. She was my world. But the truth? The truth was uglier than I ever imagined. It started with small cracks I ignored. Emily was glued to her phone at odd hours. She started working late, claiming new projects kept her at the office. When she was home, her mind seemed miles away, her laughter reserved for whoever lit up her screen, not me. I told myself I was paranoid, that I was overthinking, that she was stressed, not straying. But one night, I got the proof that ripped away every excuse. Emily was in the shower, and her phone lit up a message that said, "Last night was perfect. I can still taste you." My heart stopped. My hand shook so badly, I almost dropped the phone. I scrolled further, hidden texts, photos, intimate words meant for someone else. A man named Chris. Someone from her office. The betrayal wasn't a mistake. It was a full-blown affair. That night, I lay awake beside her, staring at the ceiling every "I love you" she had ever whispered replay in my head like a cruel joke. I wanted to confront her immediately, but rage without proof was wasted. I needed to know everything. For weeks, I played the role of the clueless husband while I quietly dug into her lies. I followed her one evening when she said she was working late. She didn't go to the office. She drove to a hotel. My stomach churned as I watched her meet him in the parking lot, their hands finding each other like it was second nature. I sat in my car, gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. I snapped photos. Cold, undeniable proof. And that's when I stopped being the victim and started planning my revenge. I didn't want violence. I didn't want jail. I wanted something worse, exposure. I wanted her lies to collapse around her. I bided my time, all while gathering evidence. Screenshots, emails, pictures. Then came our anniversary. She suggested dinner at a nice restaurant, her smile plastered on like everything was normal. I agreed, but I had other plans. That evening, I booked a private room and invited more guests, her parents, my parents, a few close friends, and even our kids with a babysitter waiting outside. Emily thought it was just the 2 of us. Halfway through dinner, when everyone had their glasses raised, I stood up. "I'd like to make a toast," I said, my voice steady though my chest was burning. "To honesty, to loyalty, to the truth, because truth always finds its way out." Emily looked confused, then nervous. I pulled out my phone, connected it to the TV screen in the room, and let the slideshow roll. Text messages, pictures, hotel check-ins, intimate selfies that weren't meant for me. The room went silent. Forks froze midair. Gasps filled the space. Emily's face drained of color as she whispered, "Please stop." But I didn't stop. I let every single person in that room see the real her, the woman who looked him in the eye and pretended to be the perfect wife, mother, and daughter. When it was over, I said, "This is the woman I've been married to, and this is why, from tonight forward, I won't be anymore." I placed divorce papers on the table. She broke down, begging me to take her aside to talk in private, but it was too late. The damage wasn't just between us anymore. It was laid bare for everyone to see. The divorce was brutal for her. She lost her reputation, her comfortable life, and the friends who no longer looked at her the same. Chris, he vanished the moment her world started crumbling. As for me, I walked away with my dignity intact, custody of my kids, and the knowledge that revenge doesn't always have to be violent. Sometimes, the cruelest justice is simply letting the truth shine. Do I still feel the sting of betrayal? Every day. But I also feel lighter, stronger, because in the end, she may have broken our marriage, but I broke her mask. Emily didn't speak as the slideshow ended. She just sat there, her face buried in her trembling hands, while the room spun in stunned silence. Her mother, a conservative woman who always believed her daughter was a perfect wife, was the first to speak. "Emily, tell me this isn't true." But Emily couldn't even lift her head. Her father pushed back his chair, his face red with shame. "You've embarrassed this family," he muttered. "Your husband deserved better than this." My parents sat still quiet, but I could feel their pride radiating through their silence. For years, they'd seen me bend over backward for her, only be met with complaints that I wasn't enough. Now they knew the truth. Emily finally raised her head, her eyes swollen and red. "Please, can we just talk about this privately? You didn't have to do this here, in front of everyone." That was when my anger snapped into words. "Privately." I shot back. "You cheated on me privately. You lied privately. You destroyed this marriage privately. But tonight, the truth deserves an audience." Gasps echoed around the table. Emily shook her head furiously, tears spilling down her cheeks. "It wasn't like that. I made mistakes, but I still love you, I swear." I slammed my hand against the table, making the glasses rattle. "Love? Don't you dare use that word. You loved sneaking around. You loved someone else's hands on you. But you didn't love me." She tried to reach for me, but I pulled away. I slid the divorce papers across the table. "Sign them. Tonight." She covered her mouth, sobbing. "Please, don't do this. We have kids. Think about them." "And I interrupted coldly. "I'm thinking about what kind of mother they'll see you as after this. You think you hid this well? Kids notice. They always do. You've already set the example of what betrayal looks like. I won't let them grow up thinking this is normal." The room stayed frozen. Every eye was on us. Finally, my father spoke up, his voice cutting through the tension. "Son, let's take the kids home tonight. She doesn't deserve to see them right now." Emily's eyes widened. "You can't take them away from me," she screamed. But in that moment, her power was gone. Everyone knew the truth. The days after were chaos. Emily's affair wasn't just exposed in that room. It spread. Friends whispered. Neighbors stared. Even people at her job found out because Chris, the man she risked it all for, was married to, and his wife wasted no time making it public. Chris dumped her the moment his own life blew up. He blocked her, quit his job, and disappeared from her world entirely. Emily called me constantly, begging for another chance. "Please, we can go to therapy. We can fix this. I'll do anything." But my voice was like stone when I replied, "You made your choice. Now live with it." I moved forward with the divorce fast. I had evidence, witnesses, and her own humiliating display burned into everyone's memory. The court sided with me. I got custody of the kids, the house. Even the judge looked at her with disappointment when she tried to argue for sympathy. By the time it was done, Emily was left with barely anything but her shame. People asked me later why I exposed her so publicly. Why not just file for divorce quietly and move on? But here's the thing. I wanted her to feel what I felt. I wanted her lies ripped into the light, where there was no escape. She didn't just betray me. She mocked the very foundation of our marriage, all while smiling in my face. So I gave her what she gave me: humiliation, destruction, and the loss of trust she could never rebuild. The sweetest part? Watching her try to crawl back to me after Chris abandoned her. Watching her realize that the man she risked her marriage for never intended to stay. My revenge wasn't about rage. It was about truth. And the truth destroyed her far more than I ever could have with fists or screaming. It's been 2 years since that night. I rebuilt my life piece by piece. The kids are thriving. They know the truth, though I protect them from the ugliest details. I've learned to smile again, to breathe without bitterness poisoning every breath. Emily still tries sometimes. She sends emails on birthdays, messages about missing the family. But to me, she's a ghost. I don't respond. I don't acknowledge. Because the best revenge, after all, is not just exposing the betrayal. It's living so well after it that your betrayer realizes they lost the very best thing they ever had.